Hello students, welcome back to our Science and Technology digital class. In our previous video, we have already started with lesson number 5 towards green energy. In the previous video, we have learnt about electromagnetic induction, electric generator working, use of turbine for generation of electricity, schematics, flowcharts, working and problems of various power plants such as thermal, nuclear and power plants based on natural gas. Let's begin with next part. Electric energy generation and environment. Burning of coal, natural gas leads to emission of gases and soot particles. This results in air pollution. Incomplete combustion of fuel leads to formation of carbon monoxide which adversely affects our health. By burning of fossil fuels increases the percentage of gases such as carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, etc., which leads to a problem of global warming. Deposits of fossil fuels are limited, which are used for thermal power plants and power plants based on natural gas. So it is highly impossible to run these plants in future. Problems in use of nuclear energy like the disposal of nuclear waste and possibility of disaster due to accident in nuclear power plant. So students, in the previous video we have already learnt about power generation by thermal, nuclear and natural gas. So these are some limitations for all these power generations. So we will see the next part now. Green energy, environment friendly energy. There are other ways of electricity production which avoids such problems. Electricity generation from water reservoir, wind, sunlight, biofuels, etc. are the examples of such methods. The energy sources used in such options, that is water reservoir, wind, sunlight, biofuels, are never ending, that is are perpetual. Moreover, use of these sources do not lead to environmental problems. Therefore, electricity generation through these sources can be called environment friendly or eco friendly. We can also call the energy generated by these processes as green energy. Looking at the problems in electricity generation using fuels like coal, natural gas, and nuclear fuels, the world is now heading towards environment friendly energy, that is, green energy. Types of green energy. Just observe the slide. Hydropower energy, that is energy generated by the help of water. Solar energy, energy generated by the heat of the sun. Biomass energy, that is biofuels. Wind energy and geothermal energy. So these are the various types of green energy. Hydroelectric energy. The energy generated from flowing water is called as hydroelectric energy, or it is also known as hydropower. Just refer page number 53, figure 5.15. The flowchart is shown, which is showing different stages in hydroelectric power plant. Kinetic energy in flowing water or the potential energy in water reservoir is a conventional source of energy. In hydroelectric power plant, the potential energy in water stored in dam is converted into kinetic energy of water. Fast flowing water is brought from the dam to the turbine at the bottom of the dam. The kinetic energy of the flowing water drives the turbine. The turbine in turn drives the generator to generate electricity. So here it is showing different stages in hydroelectric power plant. Now just observe the figure 5.16 which is there on page number 54. It is showing energy transformation in hydroelectric power plant. So students, we have learnt about law of conservation of energy, that energy can be converted from one form to another form. So just observe the flow chart. Potential energy in water get transferred to kinetic energy in flowing water. When this water is flown, the energy get transferred to the turbine as kinetic energy in turbine, and which finally get converted into electrical energy. Just observe the schematic of hydroelectric plant, which is also given on page number 54, figure 5.17. Now here you can see the moving video. The water is flown towards the turbine. The water is having the kinetic energy. That water will move the turbine, and because of that the energy will get generated in the generator by the help of generator, and which will get transferred by the help of transformer to the city. Hydroelectric power and working principle. It is the power generated by water using its gravitational force when it is flowing or falling. Water is moved from a higher elevation point to a lower elevation point through a large pipe. At the end, there is a turbine and the water spins it, which moves the shaft that moves the generator, making electricity. This is how the plant changes the potential energy of standing water to kinetic energy by moving it, then converting it into mechanical energy, which produces electric energy. So this is the working principle for hydroelectric power. Now just observe the picture of a dam. The water is flowing from a high height, and on that the electricity can be generated. From where we are getting electricity? From which power plant? Yes, Koyna Dam. It is the biggest hydroelectric plant in Maharashtra. Nearby our Lonavala also we see many dams such as Bushi Dam, Walwand Dam, Tungarli Dam, etc. Now just see here the table which is showing major hydroelectric plants in India and their capacities, which is also given on page number 55. Do you know? Tehri, which is there in Uttarakhand, Koyna in Maharashtra, Sri Shailam in Andhra Pradesh, and Nathpa Zakri in Himachal Pradesh. So here their capacities have been given, how much energy generation is done by all these hydroelectric plants. Now next we will see advantages of hydroelectric power generation. Since no fuel is burnt in hydroelectric power generation, there is no pollution resulting from combustion of fuels. If there is sufficient water storage in dam, it is impossible to generate electricity as and when necessary. Although water reservoir is used for power generation, it can be replenished during rainy season, leading to uninterrupted power generation. So these are the advantages of hydroelectric power generation which are given on page number 54. Just mark them. Problems associated with hydroelectric power plant. The backwater due to storage of water in dam may submerge villages or towns in that area. This leads to the problem of rehabilitation of the displaced population. Moreover, this can also submerge forest as well as fertile land. The obstruction of the flow of river water may have adverse effect on living world in the river. So these are some problems which are associated with hydroelectric power plant. Now next we are going to see electricity generation by windmill. The kinetic energy in windmill has been used since long time for lifting of water, for driving floor mill, etc. The energy which is present in the wind can be used for electricity generation. Now just see here the schematic of windmill, which is also given on page number 55, figure 5.20. The machine which converts the kinetic energy of wind to electrical energy is called wind turbine. As the wind strikes the blades of the turbine, the blades rotate. The axle of the turbine is connected to electric generator through a gearbox. Just observe the figure carefully. The function of the gearbox is to increase the rotations per unit time. Thus, the rotating blades drive the turbine and the turbine in turn drives the generator to generate electricity. Now here various stages in wind energy generation are shown over here. Just observe the figure 5.19, which is showing that wind with required velocity get transferred to the wind turbine with large fins, which finally get transferred to the generator and it produces the electrical energy. Now here the figure 5.21, which is given on page number 55, is showing the energy transformation in windmill. Kinetic energy in wind get transferred to the kinetic energy in turbine, and which finally get transferred to electric energy. Wind turbines with capacity right from less than 1 kilowatt to about 7 megawatt are commercially available. Depending on the wind velocity available at the site of installation, wind turbine with specific capacity is selected. The wind velocity at specific location depends on many geographical factors. Wind velocity is usually high on seashores, and that environment is appropriate for installation of wind turbine. So you may have seen in the pictures or on Discovery Channel or National Geographic Channel that such windmills are set up on the seashores. Wind energy is a clean energy source because it is not creating any pollution effects. However, the wind velocity necessary for wind energy generation is not available everywhere. In that sense, use of wind energy is limited. Now the next part we will see that electric power generation using solar energy. Students, all of you know that sun is the unending source of energy. We are getting light and heat from the sun, and this energy can be used for making the electricity. So using the energy in the sunlight, electric energy can be generated in two ways. In earlier methods of electricity generation, we have studied the electric generator is driven by using some source of energy, and electricity is generated by making the use of the principle of electromagnetic induction. However, electrical energy can be generated directly from solar radiation without using generator and without using the principle of electromagnetic induction. This happens in solar photovoltaic cells. Solar photovoltaic cells convert the solar energy directly into electrical energy. Just observe the figure over here. On the roof of the house, the solar panels have been installed. These solar panels are made up of solar photovoltaic cells. These photovoltaic cells convert the light energy from the sun into electrical energy. Here you can see the connections which have been shown over there. In the second method, the energy in solar radiation is converted into thermal energy first. Then a turbine generator system is driven using that thermal energy to generate electrical energy. Now the next part we are going to see about photovoltaic cells, that is electricity generation through solar powers. Solar photovoltaic cell, just observe the picture over here. You may have seen such arrangements on the terrace of the building. Such street lights are also you may have seen on the roads which are using photovoltaic cells. So students, during the daytime, these photovoltaic cells will convert the solar energy into the electrical energy, and which will get stored in the batteries for the use at night. Now, what is meant by photovoltaic cell? Solar photovoltaic cell converts the solar radiation energy directly into electrical energy. The electrical energy generated through this energy transformation process is DC in nature, that is direct current. These solar cells are made up of a special type of material called semiconductor. For example, silicon, the metalloid silicon. A silicon solar cell of dimension 1 centimeter square generates current of about 30 milliampere and potential difference of about 0.5 volt. Just observe here the energy transformation. Energy in sunlight by the help of photovoltaic effect changes into DC electric power. Now just observe the figure which is given on page number 57, figure 5.26. Now students, as all of you know that when we are using a torch, in torch 2 or 3 cells are connected together. Dry cells are connected together, and when 2 or 3 dry cells are connected together, it is known as battery of cells. That one cell is not sufficient for the torch, and so 2 or 3 cells are connected together. In the same manner, in the solar photovoltaic cells, these cells are connected together for more energy generation. And so just observe the figure over here. When many cells are connected in series, they form a module. When many modules are connected together, they form the string. And when many strings are connected together in parallel, they form solar array. So solar cell is the basic unit in solar electric plant. So if 2 solar cells are connected in series, the potential difference obtained from this combination is the addition of potential differences of individual solar cells. However, the current generated from this combination is equal to the current from an individual cell. It means that when solar cells are connected in series, current from the individual cells are not added. If 2 solar cells are connected in parallel, the current generated from this combination is the summation of the currents from an individual solar cells. So students, you may have been remembering the Ohm's law which you have studied in 9th standard. That Ohm's law in series combination and Ohm's law in parallel combination of the resistors. Now the next is conversion of energy generated by cells to AC form by using inverter. Just mark the figure which is given on page number 58, figure 5.27. The power available from the solar cells is DC, that is direct current. In applications which need DC power, for example, electric lights based on light emitting diodes. So, if they want the electricity, the energy can be directly used. However, since the energy from the solar cell is available only in the presence of sunlight, this energy has to be stored in batteries for use at later time. However, most of the equipment in domestic as well as industrial use run on AC power. In such case, the DC solar power must be converted to AC power using an electronic device called as inverter. So, that flowchart only is shown over here. Now the next we are going to see schematic of solar photovoltaic station. It is also given on page number 58, figure 5.28. We have seen that many solar panels can be connected together to generate whatever energy we need. As shown in the figure, the DC power generated from these panels is first converted into AC power. A transformer transforms the voltage and the current levels of the generated power, and then it is fed into the electricity distribution work. So, this figure is a schematic diagram of solar photovoltaic power station. So, here students, you can see that many solar arrays are connected for the power generation. So, in this way, electricity is generated without any fuel combustion and so without any air pollution. However, since the energy is generated using solar radiation, solar cells can generate electricity during daytime only. Now the next part we are going to see is about different stages in solar thermal power plant. We have seen that just see the figure 5.29 which is given on page number 58. We have seen that thermal energy generated from coal and nuclear fuel can be used to generate electricity. Thermal energy can also be generated from solar radiation and can be used for electricity production. So here different stages in solar thermal power plant are shown, that concentrators are used for collecting the sunlight, which are also known as the reflectors. They are collecting the sunlight which will absorb, that is absorber for absorbing the concentrated sunlight, which will get transferred to the steam turbine. The turbines will move and the electric generator and finally the electric energy. Now the next is showing here schematic of solar thermal power plant. Just observe the figure on page number 59, figure 5.29. As shown in the figure, many reflectors reflect and concentrate solar radiation on absorbers. There, solar energy is converted into heat energy. Using this heat energy, steam is generated to drive the turbine and generator. Now students, as sun is the unending source of energy, it is free of cost and it is infinitely available to us. And so here are some advantages as well as disadvantages of solar cells. The first advantage is environmentally friendly energy, that is eco-friendly energy. It reduces our energy bill. 20 years of guarantee for the solar cell. Innovative technology. and it is infinite energy. So these are the advantages. The disadvantages are it is seasonal energy, that we cannot use in the areas where heavy rains are there. For example, especially in our Lonavala. High upfront cost, that installation and the first cost while setting up the setup is very high. Installation requirements, that it require very large amount of area and all. Location sensitivity, that area also should be very large as well as it should have maximum amount of sunlight. So these are some disadvantages of solar cells. Now here the chart is showing energy sources used for electrical power generation in the world. So as we have seen the renewable as well as non-renewable sources of energy, the use of renewable sources of energy is now increasing in the world as well as in India. So now students, which electricity process is eco-friendly and which not? This question we have already seen in our earlier video. So now what is the conclusion for this question? So students, now you must have understood that which electricity generation process is eco-friendly. Electricity generated from sun, wind, water are eco-friendly sources, that is environment friendly. That's why they are known as green energy sources which are renewable. On the other hand, coal, nuclear fuels and natural gas are not eco-friendly and they are non-renewable energy sources. So students, read the lesson thoroughly, mark the important points, complete and write the charts from the textbook.